It's my goal to inspire and enlighten you to make more informed food choices next time you hit the grocery store. Learning to discern the difference between the quality of the ingredients in a food versus obsessing over the calories it may or may not contain is the no BS difference to taking your nutrition to the next level. So let's take a look at the peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Now this might sound pretty straightforward. I mean, after all, how complex can a peanut butter and jelly sandwich really be? But rest assured, there's more going on beneath the surface here when we dive into these ingredient lists. Let's take a look. Alright, let's get started. Peanut butter. You've seen it a million times, you've had it a million times. There's a million brands and there's a million different shelves full of them. How do you know which one is which, what's better than what, and how would you tell in the first place? I mean, after all, peanut butter's peanut butter. Right? 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 As you can see real quickly just from glancing here, the nutrition content is just about identical on both of these peanut butter products. However, there is a big difference between them, and here it is. Alright, let's take a look at some of these ingredients real quick. So, this Jif peanut butter is made from roasted peanuts and sugar. It contains 2% or less of molasses, fully hydrogenated vegetable oils, which may contain rapeseed and soybean oils, mono and diglycerides, and salt. Now, for the sake of comparison, let's take a look at the back of the teddy jar here real quick. Ready? Ingredients: dry roasted peanuts, salt. That's it. Do you know why that's it? Because that's all peanut butter should be. Going back to the Jif product real quick here, you can see it's got all kinds of filler ingredients. It's got added sugar. It's got molasses. You know, the ingredient they put in candy to make it sweeter and more sticky. But here is the real killer, folks. The hydrogenated vegetable oils. Alright, this isn't everything, and these are precursors to trans fat. This is heart disease city in the long run. You know, a little bit here and there isn't going to kill you, but this is an ingredient that you should not have in your diet whatsoever, in my professional opinion. Not to be an alarmist, because it's extremely easy to avoid. All you have to do is just turn the containers around on most popular products and take a look. You'll find that this is in a lot of processed baking foods, you know, like muffin mixes, cake mixes. You'll find it in like Hostess snacks. What these hydrogenated, fully hydrogenated, and partially hydrogenated oils actually do is they end up raising your LDL cholesterol. That's the cholesterol you don't want to go high. That's what leads to heart disease, which is the #1 killer in the United States of America. Still! It's kind of amazing that we know all this stuff. It's backed by science. Yet, by the power of choice, people will just steamroll all that info and just grab whatever is easiest and cheapest. Remember, folks, this is the stuff where you feel like you're getting ahead by saving a couple bucks at the checkout line, but it's going to catch up to you on the other side with medical bills and trying to maintain your quality of life as you age. Simply put, there should be nothing but peanuts and maybe a little bit of salt in your peanut butter. No BS. Alright, next let's take a look at some jelly. Alright, I've got some infamous Welch's Concord Grape Jelly here. And I also have an off-brand, which is more of an independent small company. The company itself isn't really the point, so much so as the quality of the ingredients, which we're going to take a look at right now. Alright, so as you can see here on the back of the Welch's Grape Jelly, the ingredients include Concord grapes, water, sugar, fruit pectin, citric acid, sodium citrate, and calcium chloride. It's got a little disclaimer at the bottom here as well with the calcium chloride and the water, it looks like. These ingredients are not regularly found in jelly. That's interesting. Alright, here we go. And on the strawberry rhubarb jelly, you could pick grape, whatever you want. This is just what I happen to have. So check out the ingredients here. Cane sugar, strawberries, rhubarb, citrus pectin. The end. What I find interesting is that even though the Welch's reduced sugar Concord grape jelly contains sugar, it actually has other ingredients that offset the lack of sugar compared to the strawberry rhubarb kind. So it's kind of one of those things where you think that the lower sugar product is going to be healthier in the long run. It's really not, because the other processed and lousy ingredients sort of offset any health benefits that you may or may not get from that fact. So again, folks, here the key is to see that less is more. Alright, last but not least, your main event is bread! Everyone's biggest foe or favorite snack. Let's take a look at what makes or breaks these two types of bread. Alright, so what we have here is a generic store brand whole wheat bread. Again, we're not going to look directly at the nutrition because we want to check the ingredients. Remember, your nutrition is a function of the ingredients. That sounds like it should be common sense, but that's one of those things that we've moved so far away from as a society that basic ingredients are no longer basic common sense. So this bread contains whole wheat flour, water, sugar, soybean oil. It contains 2% or less of each of the following: wheat gluten, cultured wheat flour, yeast, salt, calcium sulfate, enzymes, ascorbic acid, soy lecithin, and it's topped with wheat bran. And now, in the other corner, we have arguably the champion of flourless, sprouted grain breads, Ezekiel. You've seen this in your freezer section a million times. They've got all kinds of different flavors. I swear by this stuff, and you're about to find out. Let's flip the bag over and check those ingredients. All right, so this bread contains organic sprouted wheat, filtered water, organic sprouted barley, organic sprouted millet, organic malted barley, organic sprouted lentils, organic sprouted soybeans, organic sprouted spelt, fresh yeast, organic wheat gluten, and sea salt. All right, so now you're probably wondering, these two breads have quite a few ingredients in them. What's the difference? Well, if you've been paying attention to this video, in the first part where we went over the peanut butters, I told you to avoid anything that had processed oils in them, soybean oils, and especially partially, fully, and just regular old generic hydrogenated oils. These things are inflammation city. In small amounts they're okay, but when you add them up in all the different foods in your diet, it starts to really, really add up and compound. And this is exactly why things like pop culture does a disservice to the general public in regards to misinforming and miseducating them on what you should or should not probably be putting into your body. Just because it's good for your wallet does not mean it's good for your body. Learning to discern the difference between the quality of the ingredients in a food versus obsessing over the calories it may or may not contain is the no BS difference to taking your nutrition to the next level. Also, if you haven't, folks, please smash that subscribe button and be sure to hit that notification bell as well. That way you don't miss a single bit of No BS content. Thanks for your time. This is Jason from No BS Health and Fitness and NoBSFitLosophy.com. As always, thank you for your time. We'll see you next video.